big stars. Biofeedback. Candid talk on health issues. Celebrities share their personal battles, what they've learned, and how their lives have changed. Watch Biofeedback with KatCarney this weekend on CNN Headline News.
Now, if you've ever said to yourself, the reason I don't exercise is because I just don't have the energy, you're not alone. In a new book called Energy Breakthrough, my next guest says that our country suffers from an epidemic of exhaustion. Joining me now is activist and author Sarah, the Duchess of York. Thank you for joining me today.
No, nice to see you. Thank you for having me.
What's the answer? We've been asking the question for a long time.
I think it's time to take stock and stop making excuses.
A lot of people look at you and they say, you know what, the Duchess motivates me to want to get out there and do something. I'm wondering, who motivates you?
My genes.
Is that genes with a G or genes with a J?
Genes with a J.
But in 1999, Williams came face to face with one of the biggest challenges of his own life.
I have been diagnosed with MS.
Take us back to when you first started noticing symptoms that you later would find out were symptoms of MS.
I probably started having my initial symptoms with MS back when I was at the Naval Academy in Annapolis, Maryland, back in 1980.
And how hard of a decision was it for you to go public with it?
It was tough. I was very much afraid that by coming forward it was going to affect my career, and that's what I was worried about, and that's exactly what happened.
But when I caught up with the funny lady in New York, she described a family legacy that was no laughing matter.
You know how some families have cancer in their family and some have heart disease? Well, my family was basically heart disease. My mother had a heart attack when she was about 50.
People with a strong family history of heart disease tend to have other risk factors as well. Behar was no exception. 2 years ago, she said her doctors told her she had high cholesterol.
How high was it?
It was like 289.
Under her physician's guidance, Behar initially tried to lower her cholesterol through diet and exercise.
And how did you feel when you saw that drop?
I loved it. It was almost like the kind of high you get when you drop some weight.
In what ways did the disease impact his life?
Kidney failure did not have an immediate impact on his life. We were able to do some things still when anemia set in.
But Glover does more than just talk the talk. He walks the walk, literally. In the past year, he has participated in many walks sponsored by the National Kidney Foundation.
What did it mean to you personally to be able to share stories with other families who had gone through the same thing?
For me personally, it was a way of healing.
When NBA superstar Alonzo Mourning was diagnosed with chronic kidney disease, he proved that the bigger you are, the harder you fight.
Initially, they said, hey, you got about 12 months before you'll be on dialysis and before you'll be up for transplantation.
Did they explain to you what this might mean in terms of your career?
And they just told me that, this could be a detriment to my career and, things could change. And they did.
Mourning's physical condition and treatment forced him to sit out of the 2002-2003 NBA season, but he was determined to beat the odds.
Do you think it would have been different if you weren't who you were?
Yeah, it would have been different.
And as for basketball?
I'm anxiously waiting to get back on the court. I still feel like I got a lot of basketball left in me.
For more on Alonzo Mourning, as well as links to kidney disease resources, log on to www.cnn.com/HLN and click on Biofeedback. While there, you can also get a sneak peek at next week's Celebrity Health Interview. For Biofeedback, I'm KatCarney.